Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Volpe Report. I'm your host, Dominic Volpe. With me tonight, we have two special guests. One is the Katie Donatelli, the Democratic Committee Chair intern, and to my right is Patricia Mulligan, Esquire, who's the chairperson for the Yorktown Democratic Committee. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you.
First of all, let's begin by give us a little bio. Katie, we'll start with you.
I'm a senior at Yorktown High School. Next year, I'll be going to Catholic University of America down in Washington, D.C.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
Year-end prom, everything coming. It's an exciting time.
Coming up, end of senior year.
We're going to have some tears maybe the last couple of days.
I'm sure.
Any brothers, sisters at home?
Yep, I have two younger brothers. Hi, boys. Danny and Thomas.
Mom and Dad?
Hi, Mom and Dad,
Yeah,
of
if you
course.
leave them out.
I can't leave them out.
You'd be in trouble.
Patricia, how about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I live in Yorktown. I'm also a practicing attorney here in town. I have my office in the northern end of the town, and I'm also the chair of the Yorktown Democratic Committee. So between those two things, I keep myself kind of busy.
Can imagine.
And also the mother of two. One is out of the nest, so a little less work there. Son is 24, Paul Galligan. And my daughter, Kira Galligan, who is 16.
Kira.
Yeah, Kira, nice Italian name.
Nice Italian name is right. Well, let's start with, let's see, as new chair of the Yorktown Democratic Committee, how do you define the organization's mission?
I took over the Yorktown Democratic Committee in September of 2008. So one of the things that I wanted to do, my vision for the committee and its mission, was to make it more than just a political organization, which of course is a primary component of what we do.
Right.
But we also wanted to build out our committee, make it larger, stronger, and then partner with other community organizations to do good work here in town, as support other organizations, like for example, the Foundation for Excellence, which works in our schools. We supported them by taking some advertising in one of their journals, by working with and talking with other organizations like the Alliance for Safe Kids, and seeing where we as a committee can plug in and do good beyond just that which is political, because if we improve the quality of life in Yorktown, then we're doing our job, in addition to getting good Democrats elected.
So it's building a coalition, maybe not just in the sense of just Yorktown itself, but maybe even adjacent communities, let's say.
That would be wonderful, and we do look to partner with other Democratic committees to see what other people are doing. Look for good ideas, good sharing, information sharing. In fact, the committees in the northern part of the county have formed what's called the Northern Westchester Democratic Coalition, and we routinely and regularly share our ideas.
What townships encompass that?
Oh gosh, a whole bunch.
Oh, it's not just 3 or 4.
No, Peekskill, Cortland, Somers, Yorktown,
I see.
Ossining, and on and on and on.
Oh, so kind of like 287 and north.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
A little more geographically astute than I am.
I know,
yes.
because we've always been, the county, we've always been like always the little sister that was never wanted, because anything north of 287, no one ever knew anything about when it came to the county. So maybe, but with that coalition building, you have a little strength.
There you go. The strength in numbers, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So what programs and community work has the committee initiated in Yorktown itself?
Well, we've done a number of things. One of the most important things that we have done, from my perspective, is to bring young people into the political fold. And what we did in that regard is we created an internship program. Katie Donatelli is our first intern to the Democratic Committee. And Katie is a star athlete, a star academic, and an overall nice gal. And her parents paid me extra to say that tonight.
So what sports are we the great athlete in?
Soccer is the big one, and I also ski.
Oh.
We love skiing. Nice. I'm not very good at it, but that's great. So we created this internship program, and the idea is to get young people like Katie and younger. Katie is a senior, but we certainly would welcome the opportunity to also work with some middle schoolers, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, et cetera. So going forward, we'd like to build on the model that we started with Katie and bring other young people into the committee process so that they learn about local government, learn about politics, and kind of create that feeder line to get good people.
That's not a bad idea, because, just thinking when I was in high school, I mean, politics was It's so foreign, it was like you never even thought about it.
Yeah.
Even when I throughout my college years, I never even paid attention. Only afterwards did I really, even after I'd already been in the business sector for already 10 years, then all of a sudden it began to pique my curiosity. And you wonder, if you start off early, if these young people coming up can really make a difference, into their community or other communities, that maybe reside in.
Yeah, they have that raised consciousness because they know, they've learned, they have knowledge, so that when when you're older and you're raising your own kids, if it's not politics, then it's some other organization that does good. Like Katie's parents are also involved in a few different things, like the Foundation for Excellence, very into the schools. So that's also part of the the partnership that we look to build on. So. Yeah, so Katie, spread the word before you leave Yorktown High School.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing, I think, about the last election, too, on presidential.
Yes.
Is that for the first time, I think it was the greatest amount of youth, let's say between 18 and 25, that had ever voted before.
That's right.
And for some reason, they seemed interested, they seemed involved, you know what I mean? And now you can see, it's like, they're looking forward to really making a difference. They're not waiting until they're 30 or 40 or 50. It's like they want to get started right away, make moves.
It made a big difference, yeah.
Made a big difference.
Yeah, I actually meant to comment on that, so thank you for pointing that.
Oh, no problem.
Pointing that out and reminding me, because that groundswell that we saw with the national election was incredible, so impressive.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of my kids, the one who's up in Rhode Island, when I asked him a year before the election year itself, and I said, "What's the name on campus?" And it was across the board. I'm like, really? Yes. And he wasn't even, the president at that time wasn't even well known. And he goes, I'm telling you, on college campuses, especially in Rhode Island, he goes, the name is gold right now. It's unbelievable.
Well, it was funny, you have a son, your son went to Rhode Island.
Right.
My son graduated from Johnson Wales in Rhode Island.
Oh, you're just
and I
up
had
there.
the same experience.
Yes.
I was amazed walking through the streets and actually saw the Obama headquarters in Rhode Island.
Sure, the signs.
And the kids were so passionate about him.
Yeah, he really connected. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what area of growth do you see as most vital to the Democratic Party, both nationally and locally?
I think that brings us back to what we were actually just kind of talking about, and that is my mission to kind of focus on what's important locally and on the state level and nationally is to get as many young people as we possibly can thinking about politics, because when they think not just about politics in the sometimes icky sense that people react to politics as being bad, but teaching them that it's good if you kind of harness its power, get good people elected, get good people supporting your elected officials, and start really kind of getting into the niches of the community and making a difference. And so most important for me is to build that out. And it was really a pleasure working with Katie and starting that process now. And that's I think that's something that we all have to do. All of the communities, state level, nationally, Obama led with that.
Sure.
So we've got a great model there.
Brett, that brings are you 18 yet? So.
I'm
because you
not
will register to vote as Democrat,
of
right?
course. I turned 18 in July, but my friends, I had a couple friends who turned 18 right after the election. They're like, oh man, I really wish I could have voted. Like, I really wanted to vote. It's like, whether or not they wanted to vote for a specific person, it didn't really make a difference. Just the fact that they felt that they were going to possibly make a difference.
Sure.
Like, my vote is actually going to count. Right. I'm going to count. So it was
whether it always counts. Don't ever.
No, of course.
But more importantly, it's like that's a right that you're given here in the United States, and you want to use it. So you want to get out there, and it's like the first time. It's like, I finally get to vote.
I'm going to pull that lever.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in July. So this year will be the first year you can actually vote.
Yep.
Getting excited to that too.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your absentee ballot before you go to college.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You'll be in school. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Down in D.C.
But they make it easy though. There are plenty of ways to do. People think just because you're not home, you can't vote. There are plenty of avenues out there.
We'll talk about that.
Of course.